Alice Lon walked onto a television stage in the mid-1950s and, within weeks, became the face that made millions of American families stop everything and gather around the screen. But the most haunting part of her story isn't the fame. It's what she did when the spotlight was taken from her and then offered back. Born on November 23, 1926, in Cooper, a quiet small town in northeast Texas, Alice showed her gifts early. By age 6, she was studying piano, voice, and dance. By 10, she was already earning a weekly salary performing on a sponsored radio program in Henderson, Texas. Real money for a child during the Depression era. Most kids her age were nervous about speaking in class. Alice was already performing on a schedule for an audience she couldn't even see. Her teenage years were spent traveling across Texas. Theaters, community halls, veterans' hospitals, military camps. None of it was glamorous, but all of it made her sharp. She went on to study at Kilgore College, where she joined the celebrated Rangerettes dance team, adding precision and discipline to a skill set that already included singing, piano, and radio performance. She later signed with Interstate Theaters, a major Texas theater chain, and eventually appeared on Don McNeil's nationally broadcast Breakfast Club out of Chicago, one of the most listened-to radio programs in America at the time. By the time she joined the Lawrence Welk Show in 1955, Alice Lon wasn't a newcomer. She was a seasoned performer with nearly 2 decades of experience. Welk recognized something in her and placed her in the role of Champagne Lady, the lead female singer, the most recognizable female face on one of America's most watched programs. He often introduced her simply as Alice from Dallas, and that small phrase stuck. Viewers didn't just enjoy her voice, they felt like they knew her. Part of her visual identity came from an unexpected place. The elaborate, full-skirted dresses with layered petticoats that she wore on camera were designed and handmade by her mother, Lois. They became so iconic that viewer letters poured in asking how to replicate them, and TV Guide ran a feature on the subject. Alice even shared instructions so fans could make similar styles at home. Then, in the summer of 1959, she was gone. According to some reports, she was dismissed after a performance in which her dress was considered too short, with various accounts claiming Lawrence Welk objected to her showing her knees on camera. These stories spread quickly and widely, but later sources suggest the real causes were more complex, involving disagreements over money, creative direction, and professional autonomy. The rumor, however, was far more memorable than the nuance. What happened next surprised everyone. Public outcry was immediate. Viewer letters flooded ABC. It has been reported that Lawrence Welk himself later attempted to bring her back, but Alice declined. She walked away from one of the most stable and celebrated positions in American television, on her own terms. She later remarried, lived more privately, and in her final years battled scleroderma, a serious autoimmune disease. She passed away on April 24, 1981, at just 54 years old, at Baylor University Medical Center in Dallas. Alice Lon never won a shelf full of awards or topped the charts. But decades later, people still remember exactly who she was, and that kind of staying power is its own kind of legacy. If her story moved you, leave a like and subscribe. There are plenty more forgotten chapters of television history worth telling.